I'm the best ever. I'm the most brutal and vicious and most ruthless champion there's ever been. There's no one can stop me. My style is impetuous. My praise be to Allah.
Our focus today will be on the amazing skills and power of Mike Tyson, a legend among boxers. Innumerable wins and awe-inspiring hits made him famous around the world. We'll show you some fights in this movie where Mike beats up huge opponents.
There's a double left hook by Tyson.
You can't let Mike get settled with the right hand.
That was a move and a half.
The fight happened in February 1986 between Mike Tyson and Jesse Ferguson. After 4 rounds of even fighting, Jesse Ferguson was surrounded by his opponents at the end of the 5th round. Ferguson fought hard and survived a powerful left hook to the gut, but he was knocked down by a strong uppercut to the mouth. Although, Ferguson got up and kept fighting when the referee counted to 8. Ferguson handled Tyson's vicious charges for the last 30 seconds of the round until the bell rang. Throughout the 6th round, Ferguson was badly later in the round. He grabbed Tyson's arm and wouldn't let go. Despite the referee's threats, the fight was stopped and Ferguson was not allowed to compete.
The only thing, I can't change any opinion. I just have to continue fighting and have to change the opinions on themselves. After seeing this performance, perhaps they still have doubt. But eventually, as I go successfully, defeating all the contenders and perhaps the champion in the nearby future, then I will have to quiet all doubt.
I believe it was in May 1986 that Mike Tyson fought James Tillis. Although Tillis had lost his last 3 fights by decision, he was still seen as a tough opponent who would be hard to beat. As a result, all the experts said Tyson would win and knock Tillis out. Although Tyson struck a few hard blows in the first 2 rounds, James Tillis stayed strong until the end of the fight. Notably, Tillis had been dealing with bad allergies for most of his earlier fights, which made him very tired by the middle of each one. Although Tillis had fully healed and was in the best shape of his career for the fight against Mike Tyson, Tillis took a very hard body shot in the 5th round and went to the ground, but he got back up and continued the fight. Jimmy Tillis kept throwing straight punches and crosses for the rest of the fight, but they all hit Tyson in the back. In his professional career, this was the first fight that Tyson came this close to knocking out his opponent. There were 17 days between Mike Tyson's fight with James Tillis and his fight with Mitch Green at Madison Square Garden in New York. Les Rivera was the judge. Although Green had only won 1 fight before his fight with Tyson, some people still thought he would win. In addition to the stress, Tyson and Green both grew up in the same area, Brownsville, and enjoyed a rivalry as kids. Multiple boxing experts later said that Green spent the whole fight trying to stay out of Tyson's punches. Unlike Tillis, who really wanted to win.
Tyson's talking punches. Yes. He learned in talking to some of the people he fought. Look here. Just laughing at it. Combination to the body. There Mitch Green is throwing his punches, not doing any damage. Look at the uppercut.
Tyson ruled the whole fight, even though Green was in great shape, and the judges all went with him as the winner. Mitch Green didn't fight again in a professional boxing match for 7 years after this incident. This happened in August 1986 when Mike Tyson fought Jose Ribalta, and Ribalta did a good job of fighting Iron Mike. There weren't many successful professional fighters from Cuba who left the island of freedom because they missed the discipline they needed to train for fights. That included Ribalta. Despite that, he was an extremely tough fighter who was dangerous for anyone at the time. Tyson was an impossible opponent to beat, but the fight was beautiful until the 10th round. 2, 8, and 10 rounds later, Jose lost. When the third knockdown happened, Mike hit his opponent hard with an amazing attack on the ropes. The judge maintained the game. From a hard knockout. When Tyson defended his WBC championship title for the first time in March 1987 at the Hilton Hotel in Las Vegas, he had won it in November 1986. During the fight, the famous fighter James Smith protected his WBA title. The scary nickname Bone Crusher didn't say much about Smith as a fighter. He was mostly famous for being the first heavyweight world winner with a college degree. After turning pro when he was almost 30, Smith had only fought 24 times before his fight with Tyson, winning 19 and losing 5. That guy was tough for Mike to beat because Smith kept Tyson's hands tied, so he couldn't land any clean hits during the fight. It was years later that Evander Holyfield remembered watching this fight a lot while he was training for his own fight with Tyson because it showed many of Tyson's technique flaws, especially how bad he was at fighting close up. As the fight was coming to a close, Smith erupted with energy and almost upset the fight by blocking Tyson's shot. Regardless, Tyson won by majority vote and gained a second title belt.
But you seem to lose your cool generally because of what seemed like frustration and not being able to do what Mike Tyson could do best.
Well, you know, then I thought it was a good fight for me because most of these guys are going to fight me like this. You know, these are supposed to be the best heavyweights of my day. Then if I didn't knock him out, he fought like that, that makes him a bum too. Ask him if he a bum. He didn't want to fight, he didn't want to win.
Heavyweight champions Mike Tyson, WBC and WBA, and Tony Tucker, IBF, fought at the Hilton Hotel in Las Vegas in August 1987. Tucker almost knocked Tyson down with a strong punch in the first round, hurting his head. Tucker tried harder, but he wasn't able to do much more. For the last 11 rounds, he mostly ran around the ring and leaned on Tyson.
Well, Tony Tucker, I harken back to your fight with Marvin Hagler, where after the first round there was no jab to box. He's telling him the jab to frustrate Mike Tyson.
And sad record was set when Tony Tucker lost his first professional game. He was IBF heavyweight champion for just 64 days. Michael Tyson became the world's undefeated heavyweight king, boxing's youngest super winner.
Mike, congratulations. Undisputed champion, 21 years old. Do you feel now that you're the undisputed champion, that really is more meaningful than the other championships in terms of history?
I knew I was the youngest heavyweight champion when I beat Berger. Thank you very much.
Michael Tyson defended his heavyweight belts in October 1987. His opponent was 1984 Olympic winner Tyrell Biggs, who had beaten Francesco Damiani and Lennox Lewis in Los Angeles. This matchup had two great boxers, an undefeated heavyweight winner with 3 titles and an Olympic champion. Mike Tyson had always wanted to fight Tyrell Biggs because he thought he could have carried the U.S. a flag at the Olympics. Therefore, Tyson wanted to get back at Biggs, so he fought him. Many people were blocking Tyrell Biggs' jab and lightning-fast moves, which were supposed to help him a lot. Biggs was manipulated by Tyson throughout the whole fight.
How do you feel, Bo? Okay? He is gone right now. He has no legs at all.
Tyson landed a devastating left hook on Biggs in the 7th round, knocking him out. Later that night, Tyson told reporters that he could have knocked out Biggs 4 rounds faster. Nevertheless, he wanted Biggs to always remember that punch.
Tell me, what did you think in that first round when he was moving, trying to do an Ali with his left?
I knew when I came to this fight, I was the best fighter in the world, and a man alive that can beat me.
In February 1989, Mike Tyson faced Frank Bruno, a European heavyweight. Bruno was an incredibly strong fighter. He was 6 feet 3 inches tall and had an 82-inch reach. He looked like a bodybuilder and had solid knockout punches in both hands. Once Tyson had fought Michael Spinks, this was his first fight since then. A shocking divorce, a breakup with his trainer Kevin Rooney, and a turning point in his life, signing a deal with Don King, happened in the 8 months between the fights. Patterns were similar in the fight against Bruno, but experts were surprised by Tyson's direct approach. Suddenly, he could only rely on his amazing power. His proficiency and ability to think strategically were slowly fading.
Seats about 8,000 to 9,000 in the Hill Hotel. Bruno is cut.
Just a few experts dared to say this in 1989, and they were quickly accused of trying to get famous by attacking Tyson when everyone else was saying nice things about him. But in a year, everyone would be talking about it. The first round ended with a great punch that knocked Bruno to the ground, but Bruno quickly got back up and continued to fight on equal terms. Sadly, this only continued until the 5th round. Within the 5th round, Mike Tyson surrounded Frank Bruno and used him as a hitting bag.
That
Tyson
only the
threw so
referee
many
could
hits that
stop,
only the judge
resulting
could
in
stop
Tyson being...
and Tyson was officially named the winner by technical knockout. The fight between Mike Tyson and Carl Williams happened in July 1989. Within seconds, Tyson struck his opponent hard and pinned him down. Within the second minute, Tyson hit Williams with a strong left hook that knocked him out. Williams impressively managed to stand up at the 8 count. As a result, the judge decided he could not continue. According to referee Randy Newman, his controversial decision was made because Williams did not answer the question, "Are you ready to continue?" Despite this, Carl Williams claimed that he did say yes. As a result of this controversial ruling, Tyson was declared the winner. Tyson and Bruno's second fight happened on March 16, 1996. The first time Bruno defended his WBC heavyweight title, he won. The fighting was over after the first round.
He'll be very anxious.
Every time he comes in, he's an old. He's not going to let Mike do.
According to Judge Millslane, Bruno's extended clenching got annoying after Tyson's first blow to the head. On the other hand, Tyson was in peak condition.
And anytime, oh, here comes Tyson. Tyson with a combination with 20 seconds.
Mistake early. You can't fix it, Jim. It was never great to begin with.
A left hook by Tyson, but Bruno comes forward. 7 seconds to go in the round. Yeah, Millslane trying to take control, and Tyson.
Following a number of punches and uppercuts in the third round, which lasted 2 minutes and 10 seconds, Frank Bruno fell against the ropes and was unable to stand. After winning the WBC championship, Mike Tyson's rule did not last long.
I told you Frank Bruno had no chance because those absolute Mike hits with both hands. He's got a good chin. You're not getting him out of there one shot. Bruno never throws more than one.
It was decided by the WBC management that Tyson's unification fight with Bruce Seldon was not acceptable, so Tyson lost the title. It happened in October 2000 in Auburn Hills, Michigan. A fight happened between Mike Tyson, who is 34 years old, and Andrew Golota, who is 32 years old and from Poland. Few boxing fans think it was necessary to have two such controversial figures in the ring. Larger parts of the crowd, though, were looking forward to a tough fight. Going Lota was knocked out by a strong punch from Tyson in the first round. Going Lota tried to get his teacher to stop the fight, but his pleas were ignored.
Man to work with in front of him. He's throwing some big body shots. Golota not tapping a little bit. He's not really unloading with these big shots.
Break left eye of Golota.
Around the halfway point of the third round, Golota suddenly left the ring. Boxers were thrown everything they could find by the crowd, including plastic cups and ketchup packets. Following this fight, Andrew Golota was called a cower, which had a big effect on his future after that. Unfortunately, Tyson's drug problem got worse after the fight. He tested positive for weed, so the fight was called a no contest. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss new episodes about the legends of the past.